People are gonna get so wrecked in this market because at a certain point it will shoot up very hard. But I already know that you want to type in the comments that alt season is not gonna happen and it's over. I think that enough people think that by now, and that's exactly the reason why I am doing what I'm doing in this video. So let's talk about retail. What retail exactly? Let's talk about trading. Let's talk about where I expect this market can go and what to do in the meantime while it's not really there, because it's easy mode. It feels hard, but crypto market is really on easy mode right now. So welcome to the FOMO Factory. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, check all the shit in the description. I know it sounds stupid, but check it out. It might be interesting right there. What is happening in the crypto market right now at the moment is not much. If you look at Bitcoin right now, it's basically back in a range between, it looks like 103 and $105,000. And that's okay. This is an opportunity right here. And the problem is with retail, they don't see it as an opportunity. They see it as it's over. When in history was this actually over? Oh, this time is different. No, come on, that's not gonna work for you, okay? This time is not different. It could be, but if you think that, then you will never get money. So what are you going to do? In my opinion, for the short term, it's important that Bitcoin stays above, let's say, $102,800, give or take. If it wicks maybe a little below it, fine. But if it really closes below it, then I think the next big support level is actually gonna be 97, worst case, $95,000, $94,000. We are still in bull territory, right? I saw people post, oh, Bitcoin is what, 104K, haha, bears are here. And I feel like Bitcoin is 104K, bears are here. Like, since when is Bitcoin bearish? So Bitcoin is definitely not the problem, right? Bitcoin is doing fantastic. And although it has some pullbacks occasionally, like now it's down 7% from all-time high. If you are bearish on Bitcoin, you are bearish on life, bro. You should not do that. So what's going on with altcoins? Where is the problem? And in every market, there is a group of winners and there's a group of losers. Who is gonna be what and how should you apply it? I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm also not an idiot, okay? So let's take a look at the altcoin market and what I'm doing right now. Do let me know down below though, what are you doing? Are you buying? Are you panic selling? Or are you just waiting? Sometimes no trade is the best trade. Let me know. But first, I need to announce a winner for the giveaway that we did. So if you are new to the channel, I give away stuff. I'm like the crypto Santa. But Santa is running out as well, so I give away something else this time. I ask people like, hey, can you tell me why you watch this channel? I'm gonna pick a comment and that person wins 1 month free access to the Alpha Factory. And based on the comments, I want to get you all in, actually. I love you guys. But the comment from Andrew stood out. Also comments quite a lot actually, but he said, I first subbed for the gaming, stuck around for the real info and TA other influencers, fade and feed you the same shit. I like your style, very honest, chill, and you don't chill or sponsor too much. I don't even sponsor anyway, so that's awesome. That's rare in the space, unfortunately. Personally, too broke for the Alpha Factory, but I honestly think you're the only guy who can help me out. Bro, send me an email, please. There is a link down below with my email address, with a screenshot that this is your YouTube channel. We'll make sure that you get 1 month free access to the Alpha Factory. Thank you so much for the support. We'll do a lot more actually. What we do in the Alpha Factory, like if the market is going sideways or down or up, like the altcoin market right now, right? Yeah, it goes up and down. But overall, if you are an investor, if you are a holder, if you decide like, I don't want to overtrade too much, that's great. But you'll notice that the altcoin market is at the same place as where it has been like 10 times in the last couple months, right? What you can always do is trade. Is it a trader's market? It's always a trader's market. But is it an investor's market? Because people often say it's a trader's market, you should not invest. Yeah, that's if your character is made out of TikTok brain. Then of course I get that. Overall, Here, if you look back at the last bull market where it went sideways for a long time, people also, oh, it's a trader's market. Yeah, don't invest here, right? It would have not paid off. Of course, it will, but you need some patience. And most people are too broke to buy patience. So what you can do in the meantime is, of course, you can trade, right? The market goes up and down overall. And if you look at, we've been trading on WEX, for example, right? And it's obvious to me, like, hey, for example, NIR is a great trade right now. And I'm not doing it for big profits. As you can see right here, I now have 4% ROI. But overall, if you look at my weekly or monthly ROI, it is adding up quite a lot. If you look at simple trading, right? I had one day that it says minus, but it's because I withdraw a lot of money and gave it to the guys in the Alpha Factory to start trading with. So if you come join, I will send you some money and you can just start trading, getting a feel of it. But overall, you have big gain, loss, small loss, gain, big gain, whatever this was. Pretty decent loss, nothing, gain, gain, small loss, gain, gain, loss, gain, loss, gain, loss, nothing, 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 gain, 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 right? It adds up. Making 1% every day, compound it, you start with $100 today, you will be a millionaire within half a year. And that's hard, right? Making steadily 1%, but I'm aiming for a couple percent here and there, right? And there are certain coins that make it very obvious right now. And as long as there is a range, you can trade it. Like with NIR, for example, the range is very clear between this trend line here and this trend line here. And it's also an upwards trend. So I opened along on NIR right here, right? So you could say like, hey, this is a very easy trade. Now, of course, you can get wiped out. Therefore, I would say set your stop loss really tight. But this way, there is a very good way for you to make some decent profits. And like I just showed, I'm now in a small profit of around 4% right here. But I could say to myself like, hey, I'm just already going to put my stop loss slightly above my entry. No risk. So trading is always an option. We have a trading course in the Alpha Factory, and I'm gonna send you some money out of my personal pocket to start with. So do check out the link down below if you're not a member yet. But there is more than just trading. And this is more about zooming out, right? If you look at the market right now, I can only see two possible scenarios, right? This is arrow for an example, and people don't feel great about it. Why don't they feel great about it though? What's the reason that you feel like, this is bad? Not because you have a lot of cash on the sideline, right? Otherwise, this is nothing else but a fantastic opportunity. No, it's probably because you and or other people bought a lot higher, went all in maybe earlier, got dragged in by the sentiment. Now, what can you do about that? The first thing that I can tell you, you will probably get wrecked if you will panic sell your tokens once you feel that the sentiment is getting bad. I was a panic seller back in the day as well, and it never worked out. It's not that the market honestly tells you like, hey, it's getting bad, you feel bad, this is the time to get out. You can all easily get out now, no problem. And then the market dumps really hard. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Usually when you panic sell, people will buy it up and you will end up buying back higher. Don't wait until you have FOMO, right? Wait until others and maybe yourself are really fearful or start to doubt the market, and then get in. Now, if you're already full in the market and you feel like, yeah, it's enough, I cannot deploy anymore, I can give you one tip and you're gonna feel like FOMO, why are you telling me this? But this is the biggest tip that I can give you. The money, unrealized loss that you have so far, use it as lesson money, okay? Because crypto will come back and back and back. And if you, for some reason, feel like you fucked it up already, at least take that as an experience point. If you don't do that, you're gonna mess it up next time as well. And that's the last thing that you actually wanna do, right? So don't let it be for nothing. Second thing, like I said, trading. You can always go trade, right? The market goes up and down. Even in a bear market, the market goes up and down, especially on the shorter time frames. Trading could be hard, but basic trading, trend lines, support, resistance, follow a trend is not that hard, especially if you use stop losses. Then there is basically no way to get wrecked, only if you become emotional. So don't become emotional. It's very simple. There are drugs for that, if you can pay them, which you can't. Okay, so try to practice not being emotional. Take a close look at your portfolio. Look at the coins that you have and ask yourself, if I would have money to buy, would I buy this coin again? If the answer is no, then get rid of it. If you don't have a coin in your portfolio right now that you're really convinced on I'm Dutch, then what are you doing with it? Maybe one day it will do. No, but if it just needs to do it now. Don't do it. Don't marry a coin. Marrying, beautiful. But if you go through a divorce, you will lose at least 50%, sir. Ask my dad. Okay, cool. So should I sell that coin for a loss in that case? Well, I mean, you can take the money out of that coin and put it into that coin that's higher on your conviction list. That way, you are increasing the level of coins that you really like, and you're also lowering your entry. Right now, the market is not saying go full risk on. Will an alt season come? Will altcoins have their moment? Will the low caps outperform? There's a very, very good possibility. But what are you gonna do in the meantime? Gamble, 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 gamble until there's nothing left to invest anymore whenever the market does turn around? That's crap. So how are people gonna get wrecked, and why is that great for you? Well, you know what the market is. 100% doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want, but this is at least what the market is. PVP. Profitable. Fucking profitable. Now, player versus player, right? Now, in order for you to win, there shall be a lot of losing players. Who are typically the losing players? Are that the people that tell themselves like, hey, I'm new in crypto. Ooh, it's scary. I sell the bottom. These are usually not the people that win. Are it the people that come in and buy at the top? Usually not. Are these the people that put a knife on their throat or wrist whenever they see that there is a red candle on an hour chart? No, it's not. It's not the emotional type of people that are going to win. So who are the winners? Let's go back in time and let's take a look at Super as it has more history. The winners are the people that when everybody is scared, really scared, right? I don't know why I did that like a black woman of 50 years old, but when everybody is scared, you should be like, okay, it's scary, of course. You can admit that, but I know how it goes, right? We don't have a crystal ball, but we know how a market works. We know how the emotions and the psychology of people, how that works, right? When everybody is scared, that's a good moment to buy. Right? So the people who felt like, hey, the market sucks, but I believe in this project. I believe that there is something good in this, right? I believe that there is something good in the market overall in general. Let me buy. These are the winners. They bought Super at 7 cents, for example. They could have decided to sell it anywhere between whatever, 60 and $2. The winners are the people that are here in the first place, right? You, as a winning player, are playing against people that say that this time is different, it's over, there will not be an alt season, it's dead right now. ETFs is all we have, right? No retail holds Bitcoin. ETFs hold 100% of the Bitcoin supply. They will never get into altcoins. These people are the few people that we are playing against, right? That should not be hard. Are we playing against a lot of people? Look, YouTube views, subscribers, Twitter followers, etc. It sits at 0 basically. When else was it sitting around 0? Here in beginning 2020 until beginning 2021. When was that? The best moment ever to buy altcoins. Here at the beginning of 2017, right? Nobody gave shit about altcoins. That's the moment. People don't come in when Bitcoin is doing well. That's what we see right now as well. They want altcoins to do well. Well, I can tell you, once they do well, these people will step in and they make them do very much weller. But there's no point for you to wait and get in together with these guys if you can now already get in at low prices. Even back in 2020, people said all the money is in the institutions right now. An alt season will never happen. It's different this time. Altcoins are dead. Ha ha ha, look at me being smart. And what happened pretty much a week after that? Yeah, that's why altcoins went parabolic. And the problem is that people now think you should be in Bitcoin. Should you now be in Bitcoin? Look, I do honestly think that that realization comes way too late. Whenever people feel we should be in Bitcoin, yeah, that you should have done that earlier, right? Whenever people feel like, man, now you should be in altcoins, bro, get into Bitcoin, right? It's always the opposite. If your feeling is telling you something, then ignore it, right? Or counter trade it. I said this many times, but that's the biggest piece of advice that I can give anyone when it comes to investing, arguing with your wife. It's all the same, man. You will get wrecked. You will lose your money. People were all about alt season right here. Great. At the Bitcoin dominance bottom, right? Now Bitcoin started to outperform. People said, it's really high right now. Time for alt season. Went higher. Cannot get much higher than this, right? Time for alt season. Now it's way higher. And now people say, Bitcoin is the move. Bitcoin, we should be in Bitcoin. Huh? Are you looking at your chart like this? No, right? So when should you be in alts and when should you be in Bitcoin? It's very simple. Alts tend to outperform Bitcoin in the post-halving year. It should not, there's not a egg alarm or whatever you call it that says January, now we go, March, now we go. I honestly expected beginning of 2025 as well. My mistake. It could also be later this year. All I know is that it doesn't really matter that much as long as you have conviction in the fact that it is going to happen. Otherwise, you're now going to capitulate at the worst possible time. The Bitcoin dominance risk level is sitting at 0.92. If we remove all and we only look at the 0.9 where it's sitting right now, then this was it. Here, right before alt season, here before the Bitcoin run stopped basically, and here before we actually had a pretty decent move down, right? This is the moment to be bearish on that asset. If we apply the same on Bitcoin itself, this was always the moment to sell your Bitcoin, right? Whether it went a little higher or not, if you were ignoring this, then you got wrecked. So don't try to outsmart the market by saying, yeah, we now have ETFs and we now have institutions. If narratives really matter, then TradingView would not exist anymore because charts reflect these narratives. Matter of fact, its narrative follows price. It's always the case. Don't try to outsmart that. And this is really interesting, by the way. That's right. For the people that say alts are dead. This is not an season because alts are dead. Your brain cells are dead, sir. That's the moment to buy, right? If you look at this chart, what is this? This is the Russell. So the smaller companies in the stock market divided by the S&P. So this is basically looking at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, but on stock terms, right? So if you look at this, there's always a moment where small caps outperform the high caps, Even here in 2021, they ran about 50% against the high caps. That's a lot. And now it is going down again. Is it smart to say that the smaller, higher risk assets are actually always dead whenever it's down? Look, I get it, but comfort doesn't get combined with opportunity. If everything is dead whenever it's down, either you buy high or it's dead, right? Like that, where is your good opportunity? So are we at this moment in a very risk-off environment? We are, but that's also where you want to buy. You can wait for confirmation, by all means. There's a good chance that you will miss out very hard, though, on a lot of gains. If you look at the altcoin dominance, basically how much altcoins are dominating the crypto space, yeah, here it was also risk off. And we got a very good moment of, for the altcoin market, and it went down again. And people said, it is dead. This is the moment where I shared those screenshots, right? All season never gonna happen. Da, da, da. Great. But if you did not buy here and you waited for enough confirmation, you basically bought the top. So at a certain point, you could also say to yourself, like, you know what? I'm getting into risk. I'm getting now into risk because, hey, I felt fine buying 1.5 years ago when everything was way more expensive, but now it's cheaper. I don't want to buy. I'm actually a fucking idiot, but okay, that's who I am. But I am willing to say to myself, like, hey, I'm going to take a temporary loss probably, but who cares? Am I investing today to get rich tomorrow? Or am I going to grow up a little bit and realize that life is not about pump fun and that you actually invest for a slightly longer term? And maybe, just maybe, we will get something like this again where we go down and all of a sudden QT stops, whatever it might be. Maybe we even get QE at some point, right? Although I don't think we need it. And it just turns around really hard again. That's where you're going to get rewarded. It's winners versus the losers, right? And I honestly just don't believe that the people that say at the lows that it's over, that you should sell, that it's different this time, that bought the top basically, that these are the people that are going to win. It does not make any sense in my opinion. And there's always a very small group of people that wins, and they win big, right? Because there are not a lot of them. These sound more logical to me, that these are going to be the people that say like, hey, this is an opportunity. I don't see these people a lot right here. There are not a lot of people, and most people that are here are scared. So there is a small selective group of people that says like, you know what, fuck it. If we take some losses in the meantime, whatever. But I feel and I understand and I have the experience about this market that it's going to do way better. And I think that these are eventually going to be the people that win, and they will win more than just a pathetic 3x on their altcoins, because sellers are not here anymore. Who is going to sell? Again, there are no people. The people that are scared already sold versus a lot of potential buyers. That's what I want to build this community on. Know how to be bullish, when to be bullish, right? At the end of the year, beginning next year, whatever, I'm probably going to be one of the few bears out there. And I hope you guys will do the same with me. But for now, it's going against everything that makes sense. And it feels uncomfortable. And I know it's a patience thing, but the rewards are going to be big in my opinion. So again, let me know what you're doing in the meantime. And in the meantime, look, trading always works. Nice extra 9% ROI, right? Close it, done. Compound it, compound it, compound it. And before you know, you have extra money to invest. So maybe you want to do this with me, then do this with me. Join the Alpha Factory down below. In the meantime, if you want to like the video. Try to put things in perspective. Zoom out a little bit. Know that you are not alone. The Bitcoin dominance is super high right now. It can go a little higher, yes, but bet on the fastest horse, right? Not on the handicap one. For now, thanks for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell notification on, because there are a lot of people that are not subscribed. I can see you. Join. Just join. It's sometimes a little weird and bipolar, but it works, right? Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you guys very soon.